Good morning, students. Welcome to Botany online class. In this first session, we are going to deal about the chapter 2, classical genetics. Before entering into chapter, we are going to discuss about chapter outline. Here 2.1 heredity and variation, 2.2 Mendelism, 2.3 laws of Mendelian inheritance, 2.4 monohybrid, dihybrid, trihybrid cross, back cross and test cross, 2.5 interaction of genes, intragenic and intergenic incomplete dominance, lethal genes and epistasis. 2.6 polygenic inheritance in wheat kernel color and pleiotrophy, that is example Pisum subtile. 2.7 extra chromosomal inheritance. Here we are going to deal about cytoplasmic inheritance in mitochondria and chloroplast. Okay. Now we are going to deal about the introduction. So genetics is nothing but the study of how living things receive common traits, that mean characteristics from previous generation. Genetics is the study of how living things, whether it may be plants or animals, whatever it may be, how can it receive common traits, that means characteristics from previous generation. No field of science has changed the world more in the past 50 years than genetics. The scientific and technological advances in the genetics have transformed agriculture, medicine and forensic science, etc. Genetics, it's the science of heredity, that means inheritance. Genetics is the branch of biological science which deals with the mechanism of transmission of characters from parent to offspring. So genetics is the branch of biological science which deals with the mechanism of transmission of characters from parent to offspring. Okay, the term genetics was introduced by W. Batson in 1906. Who coined the term genetics? W. Batson in 1906. The four major subdisciplines of genetics are transmission genetics or classical genetics, number 1. Number 2, molecular genetics. Number 3, population genetics. Number 4, quantitative genetics. So these are all 4 major subdisciplines of genetics. Once again, first one, transmission genetics or classical genetics. Second one, molecular genetics. Third one, population genetics. Fourth one, quantitative genetics. First we are going to deal about transmission genetics or classical genetics. Transmission genetics deals with the transmission of genes from parents to offspring. That means parents to young one. The foundation of classical genetics came from the study of hereditary behavior of 7 genes by Gregor Mendel. 2. Molecular genetics. It deals with the structure and function of genes at a molecular level, very minute level. So molecular genetics is nothing but it deals the structure and function of gene at very minute level. Then third one, population genetics. It deals with the heredity in groups of individuals of our traits, that means characteristics, which is determined by a few genes only. So population genetics deals with heredity in groups of individuals for triads, which is determined by a few genes, determined by a few genes. Then fourth one, quantitative genetics. It deals with the heredity of triads in groups of individuals. It deals with the heredity of triads, that is characteristics in groups of individuals where the triads are governed by many genes simultaneously. So in quantitative genetics, heredity of triads in groups of individuals where the triads are governed by many genes simultaneously, whereas in population genetics, heredity in groups of individuals for triads which is determined by a few genes, Then what's the reason for similarities or differences of appearance and skipping of generation? Genes, functional unit of inheritance. Gene is the functional unit of inheritance, the basic unit of heredity, biological information, which transmits biochemical, anatomical and behavioral triads from parent to offspring. What's the reason for similarities, differences of appearance and skipping of generation? Gene. So, gene is the functional unit of inheritance, the basic unit of heredity, biological information, which transmits biochemical, anatomical and behavioral triads from parent to offspring. That means N1. Okay students, next we are going to deal about heredity and variation. The genetic is often described as a science which deals with heredity and variation. Genetics is often described as a science which deals with heredity and variation. Okay, then define heredity. Heredity is the transmission of characters from parent to offspring. Heredity is the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. Then what is variation? The organisms belonging to the same natural population or species that shows a difference in the characteristics is called variation. The organism belonging to the same natural population or species that shows a difference in the characteristics is called variation. So variation is of two types, discontinuous variation and continuous variation. Discontinuous variation and continuous variation. First, we are going to deal about discontinuous variation. So within a population, there are some characteristics which show a limited form of variation. Within a population, there are some characteristics which show a limited form of variation. Example, style length in primula and plant height of garden pea. These two examples for discontinuous variation. These two are example for discontinuous variation. In discontinuous variation, the characteristics are controlled by one or two major genes. Discontinuous variation, the characteristics are controlled by one or two major genes which may have two or more allelic forms. Allelic forms, different forms. These variations are genetically determined by inheritance factors. These variations are genetically determined by inheritance factors. Individuals produced by this variations show differences without any intermediate form between them, and there is no overlapping between the phenotypes, two phenotypes. Okay, the phenotypic expression is unaffected. The phenotypic expression is unaffected by environmental condition. The phenotypic expression is unaffected by environmental condition. This is also called as qualitative inheritance. Discontinuous variation is otherwise known as qualitative inheritance. Okay students, next we are going to deal about the second one, continuous variation. This variation may be due to the combining effects of environmental and genetic factors. In a population, most of the characteristics exhibit a complete gradation, step by step, from one extreme to other without any break. Inheritance of phenotype is determined by the combined effects of many genes, that is polygenes and environmental factors. This is also known as quantitative inheritance, whereas discontinuous variation is otherwise known as qualitative inheritance. Here in continuous variation is otherwise known as quantitative inheritance. Example, human height and skin color. Human height and skin color. Okay, next we are going to deal about importance of variation. What are the importance of variation? The first one, variation makes some individuals better fitted in the struggle for existence. Variation makes some individuals better fitted in the struggle for existence. வாழ்வதற்கான ஒரு உயிர் வாழ்வதற்கான ஒரு தகவமைப்பை வேரியேஷன் தருகிறது. They help the individuals to adapt themselves to the changing environment. They help the individuals to adapt themselves to the changing environment. This variation can help the organism to change or to adopt themselves according to the changing environment. Okay, then third one, it provides the genetic material for natural selection. It can provide the necessary genetic material for natural selection. Then fourth one, variation allow breeders to improve better yield, quicker growth, increased resistance and lesser in food. Okay, so variation allows breeders to improve better yield, quicker growth, increased resistance and lesser input. Here increased resistance, disease resistant, drought resistant, etc., climatic resistant, etc. Okay, then last one, they constitute the raw materials for evolution. So variation constitute the raw materials for evolution. Okay students, next we are going to deal about 2.2 Mendelism. The contribution of Mendel to genetics is called Mendelism. The contribution of Mendel to genetics is called Mendelism. It includes all concepts brought out by Mendel through his original research on plant hybridization. Mendelian genetic concepts are the basic to modern genetics. So his genetic concepts are the basic to modern genetics. Therefore, Mendel is called as father of genetics. Therefore, Mendel is called as father of genetics. What is Mendelism? The contribution of Mendel to genetics is called Mendelism. The contribution of Mendel to genetics is called Mendelism. Okay. Why is called as father of genetics? Mendelian genetic concepts are basic to modern genetics. Mendelian genetic concepts are basic to modern genetics. Therefore, Mendel is called the father of genetics. Now we are going to deal about the biography of father of genetics, Georg Johann Mendel, 1822 to 1884. The first genetics, Georg Johann Mendel, unraveled the mystery of heredity. That means he solved the mystery of heredity. He solved the mystery of heredity. He was born on 22nd July 1822. 1822 in Heizendorf, Silesia, Austria. Now it is presently located at Hainais, Czechoslovakia. It's a European country. After school education, later he studied botany, physics and mathematics at the University of Vienna. He then entered a monastery of Saint Thomas at Brenn. Monastery means Thuravigal Madam in Austria, and continued his interest in plant hybridization. In 1849, Mendel got a temporary position in a school as a teacher, and he performed a series of elegant experiments with pea plants in his garden. Okay. In 1856, he started his historic studies on pea plants. In 1856 to 63 was the period of Mendel's hybridization experiments on pea plants. Mendel discovered the principles of heredity by studying the inheritance of 7 pairs of contrasting types of pea plant in his garden. Mendel crossed and catalogued 24,034 plants through many generations. His paper entitled Experiments on Plant Hybrids was presented and published in the Proceedings of the Brenn Society of Natural History in 1866. Mendel was the first systematic researcher. Mendel was the first systematic researcher in the field of genetics. Once again, Mendel was the first geneticist. Okay, first one. He started his historic studies on pea plants in 1856. Third one, Mendel's experiment period is 1856 to 1863. Remember, 1856 to 1860. And last, his paper entitled Experiments on Plant Hybrids. Experiments on Plant Hybrids was presented and published in the Proceedings of the Brenn Society of Natural History in 1866. Last one, Mendel was the first systematic researcher. Mendel was the first systematic researcher in the field of genetics. Mendel was successful because he applied mathematics and statistical methods to biology. He is the only biologist applied mathematics and statistical methods to the biology and laws of probability to his breeding experiments. Okay, then second one, he followed scientific methods. And he kept accurate, detailed records. So he maintained the detailed records that include quantitative data of the outcome of his crosses. Okay, then third one, his experiments were carefully planned and he used large sample. Mendel always used large sample and his experiments were carefully planned. Then fourth one, the pairs of contrasting characters which were controlled by factor, now it is called as gene, were present on separate chromosome, not on same chromosome. The pairs of contrasting character which were controlled by factors, that means now it is called as gene, were present on separate chromosome, not on same chromosome. Then final one, the parents selected by Mendel were pure breed lines, and the purity was tested by self-crossing the progeny for many generations. The parents selected by Mendel were pure breed lines. Pure breed line means here there is no cross pollination. Generation after generation, only self pollination takes place. Okay. Mendel experimental system, the garden pea. Why he choose a pea plant? Because it's an annual plant. Annual plant means this pea plant can complete its life cycle within 3 months or within a season, and has clear contrasting characters, different characters, dominant character and recessive character, that are controlled by single gene separately. This dominant and recessive character can be controlled by a single gene separately. Then second one, self-fertilization occurs under normal condition in garden pea plants. In garden pea plants, self-pollination takes place. Self-pollination. Okay. Mendel used both self-pollination and cross-pollination by artificial method. Okay. Then third one, the flowers are large. The flowers are large. Hence, emasculation and pollination are very easy for hybridization. Hybridization. Okay, here the emasculation, the term emasculation meaning the removal of anther from male flower. Removal of anther from male flower is known as emasculation. Hybridization. Hybridization combining of two different or two plant varieties is known as hybridization. Okay students, why Mendel choose pea plants? Because it's an annual plant and has a clear contrasting characters, and these characters controlled by a single gene separately. Second one, self-pollination. That means self-fertilization occurs under normal condition in Pisum sativa. Mendel performed both self-pollination and cross-pollination. Self-pollination naturally occurring method, cross-pollination by artificial method. Then third one, the flowers are large, so emasculation is possible. Emasculation, a removal of anther from flower, male flower. Okay, and pollination are very easy for hybridization. Okay students, finally we are going to deal about Mendel's experiments on pea plant. Mendel's theory of inheritance, known as the particulate theory, establishes the existence of minute particles or hereditary units or factors which are now called as genes. He performed artificial pollination or cross-pollination experiments with several true breeding lines of pea plants. A true breeding lines, that is pure breeding strains, strains means varieties, means it has undergone continuous self-pollination having stable triad, that is characteristic inheritance from parent to offspring. Matings within a pure breeding lines. Mating within a pure breeding line produce offspring having specific parental traits. Specific parental traits that are constant in inheritance and expression for many generations. A pure line breed refers to homozygosity only. Pure line breed refers to homozygosity only. A fusion of male and female gametes produced by the same individual. Fusion of male and female gamete produced by the same individual, that is pollen and egg, derived from the same plant, is known as self-fertilization. The self-pollination takes place in Mendel's speech. Already know self-pollination takes place in Mendel's speech. The experimenter Mendel can remove the anthers. That removal process, the removal of anther, is known as emasculation before fertilization, and transfer the pollen from another variety of pea to the stigma of flowers where the anthers are removed. This results in cross-pollination, which leads to the creation of hybrid. What's the hybrid? What's the hybrid? Hybrid is the product which can derived by combining the two different parents, okay, with different triads. Mendel's work on the study of pattern of inheritance and the principles or laws formulated now constitute the Mendelian genetics. Mendel's works on the study of pattern of inheritance and the principles or laws formulated now constitute the Mendelian genetics. Now constitute the Mendelian genetics. Once again, Mendel theory of inheritance known as the particulate theory. Mendel theory of inheritance is known as particulate theory. It establishes the existence of minute particles. That minute particles is otherwise called as hereditary units or factors. Now it is called as genes. He performed artificial pollination or cross-pollination with several true breeding lines. True breeding means pure breeding. That means repeatedly a self-pollination takes place generation after generation. Okay. Then fusion of male and female gamete produced by the same individual. Fusion of male and female gametes produced by the same individual, that is pollen and egg, or the diagram 2.2 shows the steps involved in cross pollination of pea plant. Here you can see two different types of flower. One is pink flower, purple flower, and second one is white flower. In step 1, pollen, that is male sex organ, is cut off, that is removed from purple flower. This process is known as emasculation. In second step, pollen of white flower is taken and transferred to pistil. Pistil means a female sex organ to purple flower. Then third one, the fertilized pistil gets matured and becomes pods. Here pods refer fruits. Then fourth, seeds in each pod. That means each fruits are ready to be planted. Then last one, fifth, all offsprings are F1. In F1 generation is purple. Okay, students. Now we are summarizing the session 1. In this session, we are deal about chapter outline and genetic definition. That means it's the branch of biological science which deals with the mechanism of transmission of characters from parent to offspring. It's a definition. The term genetics was introduced by W. Batson in 1906. And four major subdisciplines of genetics, that is transmission genetics or classical genetics, molecular genetics, population genetics, and quantitative genetics. Okay, then we dealt about heredity and variation. What is heredity and what is variation? Heredity is the transmission of characters from parents to offspring. Variation means the organism belonging to the same Natural population or species that shows a differences in the characteristics is called variation. And also seen about discontinuous variation and continuous variation, style length in primula and p-plan height. Okay, p-plan height is the example of discontinuous variation. Discontinuous variation is otherwise known as qualitative inheritance. Then human height and skin color are the example for continuous variation, and continuous variation is otherwise known as quantitative inheritance. Quantitative inheritance. Okay. Then importance of variation and what is Mendelism? The contribution of Mendel to genetics is called Mendelism. Why he is called as father of genetics and his biography, etc. Then Mendel was successful, the reason, and why he chose pea plants and Mendel's experiments on pea plants. Okay, I think now you are well familiar in the introduction chapter. In next session we are going to deal about the 7 pairs of contrasting characters and the gene which are responsible for that characters and the location of the gene in different chromosome and why the pea flower is pink in color and the terminology related to Mendelism, Mendelian inheritance, Mendel's law of heredity, that is law of dominance and law of segregation. Then third one, monohybrid cross. Okay, so these things are to be seen on next class. Okay, now we are going to deal about some questions. Define genetics. Some questions. Define genetics is a 2-mark question or 3-mark question. Write the 4 subdisciplines of genetics. 2 marks or 3 marks. And then define heredity, define variation, 2-mark question. Then write the difference between discontinuous variation and continuous variation, it's a 5-mark question. And write the importance of variation, 3-mark or 5-mark question. And write the biography of Georg John Mendel, 5-mark question. Then define Mendelism, 2-mark question. Define Mendelism, it's a 2-mark question. Mendel was successful. Why? Write the reason. Okay, so 3-mark or 5-mark question. Why Mendel choose pea plants? So 2-mark or 3-mark questions. Okay, then Mendel's experiments on pea plant. Mendel's experiments on pea plants, a 5-mark question. Write the steps in cross pollination of pea flowers. It's a 3-mark question. Then what is emasculation? It also 2-mark question. Okay, students, we will see on next session. Thank you.